Hey moms, welcome to another episode of the Life Unboxed blog show, where we talk about all things momtrepreneur, from raising your kids to running a business, and the most important, keeping your sanity. I'm Jodie the mom from lifeunboxed.blog, and if you're enjoying this content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to drop a comment below. If you're listening to the podcast, be sure to subscribe to the podcast, share the podcast with your friends, and leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening. I appreciate your support. And remember that I would love to hear your questions that you just can't seem to get answered, so send them my way. Do you love walking through the baby section of stores and seeing all the cute and clever gadgets for baby? I always walk through and think, I should have thought of that. It is genius. Or, I definitely need that because it's so darn cute. Because cute is the prerequisite for all things baby. There are so many fun, cute, and interesting things for baby, you can easily get carried away. Unfortunately, many of these items have an expiration date on how long baby will actually use it. They can really end up being a waste of money and aren't helpful for having a baby on a budget. If you didn't know already, babies cost a lot. In the first year, it is estimated that you will spend about $12,000 on baby. And that's from Baby Center. And I'll leave the link below. But I have good news for you. It is possible to have a baby on a budget. I've done it 6 times, and you can be sure to check out my birthing stories in a previous show. I'm going to give you all of my tips, tricks, and hacks for buying baby gear on a budget. So Pinterest is great for ideas, but you don't need to buy everything. And I know that's so controversial, but after having 6 kids and buying more strollers than I've had kids for, I have real life tested a number of products, and most of the idea lists on Pinterest you don't need. I know everyone has their must-have list or best ever list for baby essentials, and these lists can be helpful, but I have 2 problems with these lists. They are usually written by first-time or second-time moms, so while they do have some experience with different products, there's so much more to experience. The lists are really long. You don't need to buy all the stuff recommended that you will only use for a few months. You really don't. Baby gear has a short shelf life. So if you're having a baby on a budget, you can give yourself permission to not buy all the things on Pinterest. I promise. So what do? You need to buy baby gear, but how do you do it on a budget? Here are my tips, tricks, and hacks from my many years of experience. Number 1, are you planning to have more than one child eventually? It helps if you're planning to have more than one child so you can start building your baby gear treasure chest with baby number 1 and use the same items for the next kids. Reusing baby gear will help save you a lot of money in the long run. Tip: if you're going to do this, then buy neutral colors and dark schemes, so the stains will be hidden. I used one stroller for 5 kids and finally threw it away after baby number 5. But since the coloring was neutral and it was also a dark color, we could easily use it for all of them. Number 2, buying big ticket items. If you're planning to reuse the baby gear, it may be worth it to buy higher end products. For example, it might be worth it to buy a crib that is better made than a cheaper brand, so it will last with all of your bambinos. But to be honest, our first crib was not a high-end one, and it survived the 3 oldest kids. So it still doesn't need to be super expensive. You can definitely skip the changing table. It just takes up more space in the baby's room. You can put a changing pad on the baby's dresser, Obviously, it has to be one of those lower dressers. And you have an instant changing table. It is also easy to store when you no longer need it for baby, but want to save it for the next one. Buy the Ergo baby carrier. Yes, it is on the higher end of the budget when it comes to baby carriers, but I promise you won't regret it. This, by far, was my favorite baby carrier, and yes, I've tried a few, 4 or 5 at least. Um, and it was especially helpful if you have a high needs baby that won't let you go. And I go more into that in a previous show, so I'll leave the link below. And the bonus is it still works when they get bigger. So my 2-year-old, when we Costco shop, because eventually I need all the cart space, so I carry her in the Ergo. And yeah, so she's 2 and she still fits, and she just snuggles into me and loves it. My other favorite baby carrier, especially when the baby is small, is the Baby Bjorn. So tip, if you're going to spend the money, make sure it is on something that has good reviews. Friends are also a good place to get recommendations, and moms love sharing their knowledge and experience with other moms. It is great to have a community that is so helpful. More expensive doesn't always mean better quality, so be sure to get recommendations. And number 3, baby registry. Create a baby registry, whether this is your first child or your 4th child. If you had a break between kids, like we did, then there's probably more baby equipment that you need to buy. Or if you moved and got rid of stuff, like we did, there is stuff you need. So create a baby registry that you can send to friends and family. And honestly, by the time you get to the 4th child, some of the baby stuff, if you kept it, is probably a little rough. So it needs to be replaced. So go ahead and create that baby registry with every baby. And here's my tip. Keep clothes off your baby registry. Everyone is going to buy clothes because they are so stinking cute. So add the play equipment and baby gear you actually need to your baby registry. Remember to include toys and board books because you will need these sooner than you realize. Number 4, think outside of the baby store. You don't need to pay a full price for items. There are so many places to buy baby gear. eBay is a great place to look for baby gear. Also, consignment shops. So in different places we live, there was always a Once Upon a Child, which is a franchise store. And so this is a great place to purchase baby gear. You can find high-end items without the retail price. I like a store like Once Upon a Child over a regular thrift store because the Once Upon a Child is up to date on safety standards. So you can be confident that you're getting something that has been checked. You can also buy pre-owned strollers online, and I will leave the link below because this is just too awesome. Most of my strollers were purchased pre-owned, and they were perfect. And strollers are probably, after the crib, one of the most expensive items that you will buy. So if you can find them for not retail price, this is a great way to have a baby on a budget. Tip. A consignment shop like Once Upon a Child is up to date with recalls and has certain safety standards that they need to meet. You can also sell your items back to the consignment shop when you're finished with them. So this is a great way to earn some money from your baby equipment that you're done using. Number 5, sign up for coupons. A lot of baby companies like Huggies or Pampers will have newsletters that you can sign up for to receive coupons. And trust me, those diaper coupons will come in handy. Formula companies have them too, but if you're nursing your baby, then you save a lot of money right there. Nursing is an easy way to have a baby on a budget. And many times your OBGYN or midwife will also have a goodie bag of coupons for moms. So go through these coupons and see how you can save money on baby items or even get free stuff. Tip. Look for coupons online. There's so many companies that are looking to create lifelong customers, or at least as long as you have a baby or babies. You can find great discounts for your baby on a budget. In conclusion, there are so many things that you need to buy for baby that it can feel overwhelming. But it is possible to have a baby on a budget and you don't need to buy all the things on Pinterest. So, what was the one thing you couldn't live without with your baby? Let us know in the comments below, and I will tell you mine. The one thing I couldn't live without, especially being a work from home mom, was my Ergo baby carrier. For sure, hands down. I even bought, when they came out with the new one where the baby can face forward, I even bought that one because my baby was high needs. So that is a wrap, Mom. Let me know your one thing that you couldn't live without. Mom, I am so glad you joined me today. If you want to help spread the word, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember to check out the Life Unboxed store for all of your Mom Boss merch. And you can support the show with coffee. Visit ko-fi.com/Life Unboxed blog, and the link is in the description below. To buy this tired mama a cup of joe. For more great momtrepreneur content, follow Life Unboxed on social media or check out lifeunboxed.blog. Be sure to share the podcast and video with your friends. And I will see you in the next show.